Hey YouTubers, my name is Candace Pierce and I am a registered holistic nutritionist and raw food chef. And I want to show you some super simple recipes. I focus on raw food, plant-based. So this may be new to you, but it is worth watching because the recipes are too simple and they're high nutrient, delicious, all of those wonderful things. And I really like to use only a few ingredients. So in today's recipe, I've got corn, flax, and sesame. That is it. And I am going to make a really delicious cracker. This is a cracker that you can bring hiking, you can bring snowboarding. I'm big on being outside and being in the elements. I don't know about you, but I love to be outside and I love feeling fueled when I'm out there. The worst thing is getting out on a hike or on a day on your snowboard or skis or whatever it is, and you crash midway. So I focus on really high nutrient dense, satisfying, satiating foods that are going to get you through your day. I have found sesame to be a huge contributor to energy. I did the West Coast Trail about a month ago and I felt amazing, and most of the things that I made for the trip had sesame. And it was super satisfying. I just, one big sesame cookie and I felt good. So I'm adding sesame into a lot of my recipes. So let's get going with this recipe. Right now I have corn, sprouted flax. I don't know, can you see that? See the little tails there? So I've got corn, sprouted flax. We've got 2 cups of corn, 2 cups of flax, 1 cup of flax and 1 cup of sesame seeds. Okay, so I am going to pour these in my blender. And so the tools that you will need for this recipe are a blender and a dehydrator, or an oven that has a really low setting. Ideally, for raw food recipes that are going to give you lots of energy, you want to have all the nutrients available. So once we cook food, the nutrients do diminish. So I like to keep it as live as possible. So then, I feel as alive as possible. Okay, so let's blend this up. As you notice, I'm not in my kitchen. I'm actually sitting on the floor. Sometimes I like to create on the floor. Sometimes I like to be in my kitchen. Sometimes I like to be out in nature. And sometimes I like to be traveling, maybe in India or, I don't know, somewhere tropical. But today I am blending on my floor. Okay, so let's get going. So I don't normally add any water to my dehydrated foods because obviously it's just going to bring out the water again. Now, if you have a blender that isn't commercial, then you might want to add a little bit of liquid, or ensure that you have more corn and maybe your flax is a little bit wet. All my ingredients, like the corn, I added 2 cups of corn, 2 cups of corn, and then I had a cup of flax and a cup of sesame, and the flax were actually quite dry. Sometimes when you soak flax, then it's still quite liquidy and you get a more liquidy base. But this time, which is all good, because I've got a super powerful blender. I'll show you what that mix looks like. So we've got quite a thick mix there. So it's a bit chunky. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to spread it on my dehydrator sheets. And I'm going to just, you can spread it over the whole sheet. You can make little cross circles. You can make little discs. I will spread it all over my sheet, and then I will just draw lines down the cracker, down the sheet, so that I know where to break. Okay, so that is this super simple recipe that is really great outdoors. Highly recommend. If you don't have a dehydrator, pick one up. You can get one at any superstore. I have 2. I have a Nesco and I have a Weston, and I love both of those. The Excalibur is awesome. A great, great tool, especially if you're spending lots of time outside. Okay, that's it for now. Hope this was helpful. Bye for now. Happy hiking.